Welcome back, grade 12 learners. Let us continue on what we were doing. Remember, we had finished 1.4.1 number A, whereby you had to determine the median. So remember, you had rearranged the data so that you can be able to find a median. You have found it, then you had, or you got 1,3 as your median. Then now we go to question number B, whereby it says determine the height that is his lower quartile, which is Q1. So remember, I have told you that whenever you are answering another question, kindly skip a line, then you will write number B. Can you see? We are answering number B. So for us to answer number B, which is lower quartile, which is Q1, you will be helped by the rearranged data from A. Remember, from your data, you had two middle, or middle 2, which is 1,81 and 1,85. So there are numbers that will come before middle 2. Here is your middle 2. There are data that will come before middle 2, which is what? Which is 1,68 semicolon 1,70 1,74 semicolon 1,78 semicolon 1,80. So for you to get the quartile 3, you had to write data that come before the two middles, which are the numbers that we have just read. So let us write those down. So you should look at 1,68 semicolon 1,70 semicolon 1,74 semicolon 1,78 semicolon 1,80. So these are the numbers that appears before middle 2, as you can see. So thereafter, for you to get the quartile 1, you have to find the median of this data. Remember, the given data, you had 12 numbers. Now, numbers that are appearing before the two middle numbers are now 5. Let us count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is what you wrote here. Let us count whether we have 5 numbers here. Down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got 5 numbers. So now the middle term will be your quartile 1. So how are you going to see the middle term? Remember, I said, like, now your data is 5 now. So it has 5 numbers. So meaning 5 is odd number. You're going to have one middle number. So let us count. 1, 2. This side, 1, 2. So your middle number will be 1,74. Therefore, your quartile 1 will be 1,74. That is how you will get your quartile 1. Remember, for you to get a quartile 1, you will be helped by what? By arranged data. So your arranged data, remember, you have found two middle numbers, which was 1,8,1 and 1,85. So for you to get a quartile 1, numbers are appearing before middle 2 or 2 middle numbers. You must write them down. That is what we have done here. Thereafter, you check the middle number, which will be your quartile or your median. It will be your quartile. That is why we have found the quartile 1 being what? Being 1,74. I believe you have understood that, and also you got it right after you have done it during the break. So now we had to go to, let us check, we'll have to go to number C. You've got C now. Remember, you had to determine the height that is his upper quartile. In number B, you have calculated the lower quartile. Now you had to determine the upper quartile, which is Q3 in brackets. So how are you going to do or to determine the quartile 3? Same as you have done to number B, but differently now, because we will be starting from the left. No, yes, from the right. Yes. Now let us go back to your data. Remember, in your data we had what? We had the middle numbers, which were 1,81 and 1,85. So these are your 2 middle numbers. So after your 2 middle numbers, those one you should write it down. Then they will help you to get what? To get your upper quartile. Remember, before you got your lower quartile, you have skipped the 2 middle numbers. Then you got the numbers above the 2, which you can say upper. Then that is why you'll be able to get your upper quartile. So numbers after the 2 middle numbers will be, let us go back and answer number C. For number C, remember, you need to do what? You need to skip a line, then you say number C. For number C, you look at, for number C, you look at what? You look at, for number C, carefully, you look at 1,90 semicolon 1,95 semicolon 1,98 semicolon 2,00 semicolon 2,02. Remember to write your semicolon. Semicolon separate numbers. So you had that. Therefore your quartile 3. Your quartile 3 will be what? Let us check. You have that data that had appeared after the 2 middle numbers. That had appeared after the 2 middle numbers. You have started from 1,90 semicolon 1,95 semicolon 1,98 semicolon 2,00 semicolon 2,02. You've got it. Now we go to your quartile 3. For you to get a quartile 3, how are you going to get a quartile 3? So you had to check what your median in this data. They're given one now. You have to check the median of that given data. So now you have how many numbers here on this data? Let us count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the middle one will be what? Will be the middle one will be 1,98. How did you arrive at? Starting from the right, 1, 2. Starting from the left, 1, 2. So your middle number will be 1,98. I encourage you to underline it. Don't cancel it, just underline it so that you can be able to see what is your quartile 3. So that will be your quartile 3. Your quartile 3 here, it will be 1,98. So as you can see, you've got what? You have answered number A correctly. You have answered number B correctly. You have answered number C correctly. So let us see how are you going to get your marks here. It means that your marks here for number B is 2 marks. So for you, for arranging this in order, we are going to give you 1 mark. For the answer quartile, it will be 1 mark. For arranging like this, writing after the 2 middle numbers all the data, then you give us like that, we are going to allocate 1 mark. And for the answer for quartile 3, we are going to give you a mark. So you will be having a 2 marks in full. So now after arrived from quartile 3, then we had to proceed to sorry, let us check number D. Yes, we are in question number D now, under 1.4.1. remember, don't lose that sequence. It's very important for you to number as it is, because immediately we can't see numbering. It means that even though you had a right answer, you will lose all the marks because we don't know where does that answer fall from. So for numbering, it's very important for you to write it. So let us move to number D. It's still a question. Remember, the question here, it says determine. You have to determine now number D, his interquartile range, in brackets IQR, in centimeter, using the formula. Remember that here, as you can go back to the given scenario, remember that here they have said the following are the heights in what? In meters. It means that your heights were in meters. Underline that. Then you go back to your question number D. Now they said you have to determine his interquartile range, IQR, in brackets, in what? In centimeters. Now you have to move from meters to centimeters. The right way in mathematics we say is a conversion. You have to convert meters to centimeters. So they say using the formula. So it means that you are given a formula. So let us check that formula that is given to you is what? Is interquartile range equals to upper quartile minus lower quartile. So let us answer this. We are answering number D. Remember, skip a line, very important. Then you go to number D. So we need a interquartile is equals to upper quartile minus lower quartile. So that is a given formula. Remember to write that given formula. Upper quartile minus lower quartile. So let us check back. You had determined quartile 3 and quartile 1. Quartile 3 is your upper quartile. Quartile 1 is your lower quartile. So check what is your higher or upper quartile. Your upper quartile will be what? Your upper quartile will be 1,98. Can you see that? Yes. Let us write it down. Your upper quartile will be 1,98 in what? In meters. Minus what? Minus your lower quartile will be what? 1,74. Remember, units here are very important because you had to convert from meters to centimeters. It will be 1,74. Is that right? You can check it again. We have calculated or determined your quartile 1. So you take out your calculator. We are going to say 1,98 minus your lower quartile is 1,74. How much is it? What is your answer? 0,24. Are we together? Is what is 0,24 meters. So remember, now you had to convert what? You had to convert your meters to centimeters, meaning that your answer should be in centimeters. How are you going to do that? With the 8 to help your memory, we have kilometer, hectare, decimeter, meters, decimeters, centimeters, and millimeters. You just write 1 after kilometer, then 0, 0, 0, 0. Then the rest will follow after this, like that. Then you skip hectare now, you go to decameter, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. Now meter, after meter you write 1, under meter you write 1. After decimeter you write 1, 0. Then you go to centimeter, to it will be like that. So remember, this is your meter. The heights were in meters. Now you have to convert it to centimeters. You have to convert it to centimeters. You are moving from meter to centimeter. So moving from meter to centimeter, it means that you do what? You multiply. Moving from that direction, from left to right, you multiply. Moving from millimeter to kilometer, you do what? You divide. Are we together there? This will help your memory. Is the 8 to help your memory. So now, what are we doing now? You are moving from what? From meters to centimeter. The right way is you convert meter to centimeter. Check when you convert meter to how do you move? You move only by 100. You move only by 100. So when you move by 100, you need to know whether you are multiplying or dividing. Because you are moving from left to right, it means that you have to multiply. So you are going to multiply by what? By 100. So let us go back to where we were writing things. So you can write it, you can give yourself a space there. Then you can say 0,24 you multiply it by what? By 100. Let us multiply it by 100. You are going to say 0.24. You multiply it by 100. It gives you what? It gives you 24. 24 what? 24 centimeter. As you can see that question, it has been allocated what? 2 marks. The 2 marks, it will be for you for writing right upper quartile and lower quartile. The sign between that is minus. We are giving you a what? A mark. So we are giving a mark here. I will use a different pen for that. Then the answer. Here they are testing you whether you know your units very well. So for moving from meter to centimeter, your answer should be in what? Should be in centimeters. So we are not going to give you marks for writing 0.24 meters. If it is right, but it's not what is needed at the end. So the requested number is what? Is 24 centimeter. If you leave your answer here, it means that you are going to lose a mark, because you have been doing mathematical literacy since grade 10. It means that you are familiar with what? With converting the units. So you don't have to forget. They are going to penalize you if you leave a unit. This unit is very important for converting from meter to centimeter, because as you can see, your answer here, it said you should leave your answer. Your question here said you should leave your answer in what? In centimeters. So with the conversion of units, kindly go back to your 8. That will help you to do what? To convert your units. We are done with 1.4.1, number A, number B, number C, and number D. Then we are moving to 1.5. Remember, after answering any question, you must skip a line. Please skip a line. Then we are going to 1.5. So the scenario says the athletes in the high jump team were told that if their 75 percentile was at 1.95 meter or higher, they would qualify to take part in their inter-high competitions. Let us read the question. The question now, you number it. You cannot just say 1.5 then you answer. You should check the first question start at 1.5.1. So let us read it. Which of the heights jumped by Lerato is at his 75 percentile? Okay, let us go back, whereby you have arranged your data in order. So let us check. They say that Lerato at his 75 percentile was what? Was 1.95. So now they say which of the heights jumped by Lerato is at his 75 percentile. So they said at 75 percentile, Lerato was at what? Was at 1.95 meters. So you had to write heights that are after 75 or from 75th percentile. So let us write down. You will be helped by this data. So it means that you will start from where? You will start from 1,95 semicolon 1,98 semicolon 1,00 semicolon 2,02. You will have how many heights? 1, 2, 3, 4. You will have 4. So let us write them down. So it will be 1,95 meter semicolon. It will be followed by what? 1,98 semicolon 2,00 semicolon 2,02. Remember to include your units because they said was at what? 1,95 meters. You can write after you have wrote those after the 75th percentile meters there. So those are the what? Those are the heights that Lerato had on his 75th percentile, because the scenario instructs us that at 75th percentile Lerato was at 1,95. That is why we have started with 1,95 meter semicolon 1,98 meter semicolon 2,00 meter semicolon 2,02 meters. So for you, for giving us those heights, you will be allocated 4 marks for each. It will be 1 mark for writing the right answer. So we are moving to 5.5.2. Remember, skip a line. You go to 1,5.2. Let us read the question. The 75th percentile for the other 4 members of the team were as follows. Charles had 1,94 meter. Lebu 1,80 meter. Mohammed 1,95 meter. Siyabonga 2,00 meter. So these are the heights that they got when they were at 75th percentile. Charles on the 75th percentile was at 1,94 meter. Lebu was at 1,80 meter. Mohammed was at 1,95 meter. Siyabonga was at 2,00 meter. Let us read another question on that 1.5.2. Which of the 5 athletes did not qualify to take part in the inter-high competitions? Give a reason for your answer. So here you are only given what? as you can see, you were given only 4 athletes. So the fifth athlete will be, can you guess who's the fifth athlete? So your fifth athlete will be whom? It will be Lerato. You can just write here, Lerato was the fifth athlete. The fifth athlete was the fifth athlete. At what? At 1,95. So don't ask yourself who's the fifth athlete. So you should know Lerato was mentioned before, but here they never included him. So now you should check which athletes did not qualify for the inter-high competition. As you can see there, they have stated that the athletes in the high jump, let us read together. The athletes in the high jump team were told that if their 75th percentile was at 1,95 meter or higher, they will qualify to take part in the inter-high competition. This will help you again to answer 1.5.2. Let us check our athletes, 5 athletes. So the first athlete was at 1,94 meter. It means that is below 1,95. Charles will be disqualified. Lebu, he is at what? 1,80 meter. Meaning Lebu will also be disqualified because he is below 1,95. So now the question says, which of the 5 athletes did not qualify? So you will say, you'll give their names, will be Charles, and Lebu. It will be Charles and Lebu. It will be Charles and Lebu. For giving a reason, we will say Charles was at 1, let us check together. Charles was at 1,94 meter and Lebu also was at 1,80 meter, meaning they are both under 1,95. Both less than 1.95 meters. So the people that did not qualify for the inter-high competition were Charles and Lebu. For reason, because Charles got 1,94 meters and Lebu got 1,8 meters. So both of them were less than 1,95 meters. So that is all about 1.5.2. So it is very, very important for you to check your answers very well, whether you have answered all the questions dealing with the data or dealing with that the records for label. So you should check all the questions you have answered. So we are done with these questions. So we can still continue with another example. That is all about this worksheet. We can go to another questions. We can do this one quickly. Let us read it, this one together. Recently, a survey was done at 2 small businesses in town. One of the things recorded was the monthly salary of the people employed. There is a given table. You have Joe's Fashions, you have Mpo's Factory. So now you have what the salary for the people employed in rents. I'm not gonna read Joe's monthly salary for the sake of time. You will just look at that question or at that table. You've got Mpo's. So for Mpo's, it will start from 2,200 and it ends here. It ends at 2,700. For Mpo's is from 2,300, then end up there. You can see that data 2,400. So first of all, let us just for quickly let us count how many monthly salary are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Joe's and Mpo is a 12 monthly salary. So let us go back to a question. So in this question, I will encourage learners, be careful to read the instructions. You should start each question from a new page. We are playing to you. So we are starting with a question 5.1. Let us read the question. Calculate mean salary for both businesses. Remember, you have Joe's Fashions and Mpo's Factory. So now you have to calculate Joe's mean. You have to calculate Joe's mean. We have said that it's not necessary for you to rearrange that data. So you can just write it as it is or rearrange it. It doesn't matter. So let us write it down. So you will say is 2,000. Okay. I want you to see what I am writing. It will be 2,200 plus 2,400 plus 2,400 plus 2,600 plus 2,800 plus 2,800 plus 2,600 plus 2,200 plus 2,300 plus 2,500 plus 2,500 plus 2,700. Let us count whether they are all 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have wrote all the values. You underline all. Please underline all. You underline. You divide it by what? By 12. You divide it by 12. Don't forget your equal sign there. Because we were dealing with lots of numbers here, that is why we have started here. So you need to show us yours mean equals to, then you can start here. But all in all should be divided by 12. Then you go to the second step. Let us add all. You just had to add all. Let us add all. We are going to say 2,200 plus 2,400 plus 2,000 plus 2,400 plus 2,600 plus 2,800 plus 2,800 plus 2,600 plus 2,200 plus 2,300 plus 2,500 plus 2,500 plus 2,700 is equals to what? Is equals to 30,000. So it will be 30,000. 30,000. You divide it by what? You divide it by 12. Let us divide it by 12. You divide it by 12. It gives you, remember we are working with salaries here, so don't forget to write a rent. It will be 2,500. That is a Joe's mean. How are you going to allocate the marks? Remember, all was 6 marks. The marks were 6 marks, meaning that you had to calculate the Joe's mean and the Mpo's mean. As you can see there, the question and the mark allocated for that. So here it will be a mark there, a mark here, and a mark to your answer, which is 2,500. Then you have to write Mpo's mean. You have to write Mpo's mean. You have to calculate Mpo's mean. You have to calculate Mpo's mean. We'll say is equals to, let us do quickly to save time. Okay, there were 11. Remember we had left out the 12th number, which is 2,800. Let us count all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We all divided by what? We all divided by 12. We all divided by 12. Then we go to the second step. The second step, let us add all. Here is 2,300. Let us do quickly. 2,300 plus 3,500 plus 1,900 plus 2,200 plus 2,600 plus 3,100 plus 2,800 plus 2,700 plus 3,000. Yes, we left a 3 there. Is what is 3,000 plus 3,000 plus 1,500 plus 2,000. Because we are in a hurry, we are committing mistakes now. Plus 2,000 plus 2,400, which is 30,000. You got 30,000 for Mpho's mean. So we divide it by 12. Let us divide it by 12. We divide it by 12. It also give us what? It also give us 2,500. So as you can see, Joe's mean is the same as Mpho's mean. So I believe we'll only leave the rest of the questions. So we have only managed to calculate the mean salary for both businesses. The business of Joe's mean and the Mpho's mean. So it is very important for you when you are dealing with a data. First of all, when you calculate the mean, add all the data and count maybe twice how many numbers are given on that data, so that you can divide it by the correct number. For example, we have added all the salaries of Joe's, and we divided by what? We divided by 12. So this is a vital step. You are given a mark for this, for adding. And for dividing by what? By 12 is a crucial step. So for the second step, you have added. So to add here is challenging for most of learners. You'll find that they wrote that correctly, but the answer here is it's different from what we have given here. So you should calculate in a good way. So don't miss other numbers. Then you divide it by 12, you got another mark. Then you should, when you arrive at your answer, be careful whether you are dealing with rands or units. You should be able to know what you are busy with. Or if you are busy with meters, let your answer be left out with meters. But now, because we were busy dealing with rands, your answer should be left out with a sign of a rands. Even though you can omit rands here for the sake of time and space. But when you arrive to your answer, don't forget that here you are dealing with money. So your answer should be in rands. Same applies to Mpho. Mpho's mean. You have added all. Remember, while we were doing this, because we were in a hurry, I believe it is very important for you when you are answering a question in MathsLit, you better check your time, so that time should not be behind you. So, so meaning that when you are in hurry, you will end up missing other numbers. Remember, we left out 2,800, but while we were counting, you could be able to see that we have left out 2,800. So we correct it. Then we arrived at the answer for adding all the sum. Now you have divided by 12. You got what? 2,500. So here also you are still dealing with rands. Please, if you just give us 2,500, you are right. But the problem here, you might be being penalized because it shows that you are not focused on what you were doing. So we are urging to you, be careful when you had to calculate. For example, you remember the question that we dealt before. I will try to check those questions if we can still remember. You remember we had whereby we had to calculate a percentage. So you had to leave your answer in percentage. I can't get that questions. Remember, while we were we had to calculate a percentage of the mean value. Remember, you had to show us what the percentage. Again, remember, while we were dealing with Lerato's heights, the heights were in meters. But now when you were in number D, question number D, you had to convert meters to centimeters. So you better be careful of such questions. So your answer were in centimeters. Also, remember, when we were dealing with 1.5, here they have stated that the recorded heights after the 75th were at 1.95 meters. Here they are just leading you that whatever you will be writing here as your answers should be in what? In units. So don't forget those units. Don't forget those units. Remember, you had what? You had 1.90. No, it was 1.95 meter, semicolon, 1.98 meters, semicolon, 2.00 meters, semicolon, 2.02 meters. So it is very important for you, because here we can see now you are dealing with meters. Write it in meters. Even in 1.5.2 here, you were also given the heights of different athletes. Also here the heights were given in what? In meters. So meaning whatever you will give us here, you should include your units. It's very important, because in the marking center you will never know what will happen when you don't write those units. It will be a penalty. So we don't want you to lose any mark. So be careful of such. So it is very, very important for you to show us the units. Also, here as you can see, I'm just doing the wrap up. Remember, while we were dealing with 1.4.1, I know some of you got a challenge when you are dealing with what? When you are dealing with the lower quartile and the upper quartile. So in that one, we have said you have to, when you have calculated the median, you had to rearrange it accordingly. You have to rearrange it accordingly. Remember, you had 1.68 semicolon. Here you had to rearrange it like this: 1.68 semicolon, 1.70 semicolon, 1.74 semicolon, 1.78 semicolon, 1.80 semicolon, 1.81 semicolon, 1.85 semicolon, 1.90 semicolon, 1.95 semicolon, 1.98 semicolon, 2.00 semicolon, 2.02 semicolon. I mean 2.02. So this is the rearrange a data before you can determine your median. Remember, we have said that because if you calculate this data, all in all should be 12. Let us count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So meaning that 12 is an even number. You are going to have 2 middle numbers. So your 2 middle numbers will be what? Will be 1,81 and 1,85. So for you to get, I just wanted you to remember the lower quartile. So we have said that for you to get the lower quartile, you have 2 middle numbers, which will help you to get the median in number A. So for you to get the lower quartile here, it means that these 2 numbers, you can hide it, you can hide them. These 2 numbers, they have other numbers before them. So these numbers will help you to get the lower upper quintile. So you had to write them down, this data appearing before the 2 middle term. So you will say what it is: 1,68, 1,70, 1,74, 1,78, 1,80. So those are your data. So these are your data. So what you are supposed to do, what are you going to say about those data? So here you have looked at this. So you check the median of this data, because now we have 5 numbers: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you can start it here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the middle number, it will be what? 1,74. So therefore your quartile 1 will be what? Will be 1,74 meter. You can write the units. Then you come again to what? You come again to upper quartile. You have to determine the upper quartile. What we have done on number B is going to be done here, but it will be after the middle 2. So you check the middle 2. Here's the middle 2. Numbers after the middle 2 start here: 1,90. So you write them again. It will be 1,90, 1,95, 1,98, 1, okay, is 2,00 and 2,02. So to get your upper quintile, you have to get the middle term. So your middle term will be just here. Your quartile 3, it will be 1,98. So easy meter. So don't forget that. It's just this to remind you what we have done. So also the last one, the interquartile. Remember here you are given you have found quartile 1 and quartile 3. For you to get this, you are given a formula. So you write that formula down, then you start to substitute your upper quartile with what? With 1,98 meter. You minus it with what? With 1,74 meters. The reason why we have included the units is because your answer should be left out with what? Should be left out with a centimeter. So when you add that, you minus upper quartile with lower quartile, you're going to have 0,24 meter, and then you had to go to you have to convert meter to centimeters. So with the 8, that will help your memory. Remember, we have used this moving from meter to centimeter. You are going to do it by 100, but you have to know whether you multiply or you divide, because you are from the left to the right. You are going to multiply it by 100. So you are going to say, you can just write it here, 0.24 multiplied by 100 is going to give you 24 what? Centimeter. There we are. So it is very important for you when you are calculating numbers in Maths Lit, when you are dealing with units, kindly give us the unit. Don't forget the units, because you are going to what? You are going to lose marks, and we don't want you to lose marks. We want you to obtain higher levels, because we are expecting you to get higher levels in Maths Lit. And I will encourage you, don't say, for you to determine a mean, a median, a range, upper quartile, lower quartile is easy. Sometimes you might forget. Kindly go to your questions again, do by yourself, check whether you are getting right, and don't omit steps. Don't give us answers, because if, let's say, you have calculated this, that I will use number D. Let's say you have just only gave us 0.24 meters. You were right, but now, because you only gave us the answer, we can see that this answer was, you were on the right track. But because of this, you will be given no mark. But at least when you show us steps, you can have 1 mark there. Even though you forgot to convert meter to centimeter, you can have 1 mark for this. So I am encouraging you, don't be lazy to show us steps. Remember, we follow methods on how you are answering or approaching your answers or questions. Please, grade 12 learners, show us steps. Another thing, when you are showing us steps, don't be lazy to reason. You must reason. When you are reasoning and they say motivate it, like here, you have seen that Charles and Lebu were below 1.95. You don't just leave there. You need to motivate your answers by those numbers. I thank you so much. I hope you will do very well in mathematical literacy. Have time for mathematical literacy. Practice it. Don't take advantage of it saying it's so simple. Revise it. Practice it. Know your units. I thank you so much. God bless you.